So today we're going to be starting our new RE topic, which is on beginnings and endings. So in today's lesson, we are just going to be thinking about some specific beginnings and endings in our life and in others' lives. So here is our aim of the lesson: to discuss how and why beginnings and endings can be marked in different ways, and then we have got some success criteria as well regarding a few different points, key vocabulary, etc. So, once upon a time, in the beginning, a long time ago, at the start, and first. What do these words and phrases have in common with each other? So I want you to have a think, you can have a brainstorm, you can talk to someone at home. What do these words and phrases have in common with each other? Where might you find them? So you might find these phrases at the beginning of stories, you might find them at the beginning of any text. So all of these have in common that they come at the beginning of something. You'd find once upon a time at the beginning of a fairy tale, you might find it at the beginning of a book. So they all belong at the beginning of something. So the beginning is a start of something new, and we are going to be thinking if you have experienced any beginnings in your life. So have you experienced a new baby being born, a brother or sister, a cousin, a close family member, a family member's friend? Do you remember meeting your brothers and sisters for the first time? Do you remember starting a new year at school or joining a new class, moving somewhere? I apologise, my computer seems to be making a lot of noises and I don't know why. Have you ever moved to a new house? That's a new beginning that you might have experienced. And what is it like starting a new book or learning something new? So again, have a few minutes, discuss this with someone, have a little think. Okay, so now we're going to fill in these sentences. We're going to complete the sentences. So a beginning is the start of something new. Why do you think beginnings are marked or celebrated? So we've got a selection of words at the bottom, words and phrases. So we've got start, special, new and exciting, celebrated, having a special event with other people that will help them remember the special beginning. So I'll read them through and you can pause to pick which word you think goes in each gap, or if you want to at home you can copy it down and fill in the gaps. So beginnings are the what of something new. So see what you think goes in that gap. So beginnings are the start of something new. They are marked or blank because they are blank times when something blank begins. So it's 3 gaps there you can try and fill. They are marked or celebrated because they are special times when something new and exciting begins. Then we've just got 1 gap at the end. One way that people celebrate them is by having a special event with other people that will help them remember the special beginning. So well done if you managed to fill those gaps. And then we've got some more words. And they all lived happily ever after. In the end, that was that, finally, at last. So again, what do these words and phrases have in common? So these words and phrases have in common that they all come at the end of something, at the end of a story, at the end of a film, at the end of anything in particular, these words will come. So endings is the end or final part of something. And again, we're going to think about whether we have experienced any endings in our life. So what happens at the end of a school year? I know we've all experienced at least one of those, even with the years being a bit muddly. What is it like when you get to the end of a story or a book that you have read? How do you feel when a trip or a holiday is over? And have you ever said goodbye to someone as they moved away? So those are some experiences of endings that you might have had in your life. And I want you to just have a think for a few minutes about how you felt during those. Okay, so we're going to do another gap filling activity. So once again, I'll read through the words and see if you can think where they go in our sentences. So at the bottom, we have got celebrated, we have got achievement, special, end, enjoyed, and looking back on the thing that has ended. So endings are the blank of something. Which word do we think will go in that gap? So endings are the end of something. They are marked or blank because they are often a blank or a time to reflect on something that has been blank or blank. So can you think of the words that go in those sentences? So they are marked or celebrated because they are often an achievement or a time to reflect on something that has been special or enjoyed. One way that people celebrate an ending is by looking back on the thing that has ended. So hopefully you filled in those gaps as well. So here we have got a grid and some pictures at the bottom that show beginnings or endings. I want you to think about what you can see and decide where you want to place each image in the table. So pause the video here and have a few minutes to complete that. So many beginnings can also be endings, and many endings can also be beginnings. When you're reading a book, one chapter ends so that another can begin, and it is similar to a school year. You end a school year, but you are beginning a new one. So there is always a beginning after an ending. And we have got a few activities on the website that you can pick through to complete about some beginnings and endings in your life.